What if the biggest innovation in GTA 6 isn't something you can do? What if it's something the world can do without you? Because for more than 20 years, open-world games have been built around one simple question. What can the player do? GTA 3 gave us a city we could explore. GTA 4 made that city react to us. GTA 5 made the world enormous. And Red Dead Redemption 2 made that world feel alive. But GTA 6 has the opportunity to take the next step. Not just creating a bigger world, but creating a world that can actually live without you. And when you look at Rockstar's history, the technology they've developed, the systems they've patented, and what we've already seen from GTA 6, that possibility gets really interesting. Let's go back to the beginning. When GTA 3 released, its biggest achievement wasn't simply having a 3D city. It was giving players freedom. You could steal a car, drive across the city, ignore the mission, cause absolute chaos. And suddenly, the city itself became part of the gameplay. That idea became the foundation of modern open-world games. Then came GTA 4, and Rockstar started asking a different question. Not just, what can the player do, but how does the world react? Pedestrians could react to being pushed. Cars had weight. Characters could stumble, fall, and recover. The euphoria physics system made the world feel less scripted. You weren't always watching an animation. Sometimes, you were watching a simulation. And then GTA 5 took everything and massively increased the scale. Los Santos, mountains, highways, the ocean, airplanes, wildlife, thousands of pedestrians. The world became enormous. But then Rockstar made something even more important with Red Dead Redemption 2. They started making the world feel like it had a life of its own. Arthur could walk away from a town, and that town didn't simply freeze. People had routines. Animals hunted. Workers worked. People traveled. Characters remembered certain interactions. The environment changed. Weather changed. And the world constantly generated little moments that weren't necessarily there just for the player. That was the important evolution. The world wasn't just reacting to Arthur. It was existing around him. And that brings us to GTA 6. Because here's where things get interesting. Rockstar and Take-Two have filed patents covering technologies related to things like NPC behavior, animation, networking, and large-scale game world systems. And patents are important, but there's one thing we need to understand. A patent does not automatically mean this feature is confirmed for GTA 6. It means the company has protected a particular technological idea. Some patented technology can eventually appear in a game, some can be modified, and some might never ship at all. Think about how NPCs traditionally work in open-world games. You see a pedestrian, they walk around, you interact with them, something happens. Eventually, they disappear. It's convincing while you're looking at them, but what happens when you turn around? Usually, nothing. And that's where the next generation of open worlds could be different. Imagine NPCs having goals, schedules, relationships, destinations, jobs, reactions, and decisions that don't exist purely because the player triggered them. You don't have to interact with everyone. You might simply pass them on the street, and they're already doing something. Going to work, meeting someone, leaving a club, getting into an argument, running from the police, going home. And here's the crazy part. You might never even know their name, because they're not there specifically for you. They're there because they belong to the world. And this is where patents become fascinating. Some of Take-Two's patented work has explored ways of generating or managing more dynamic character behavior and animation. The goal behind systems like these is essentially to make characters behave more naturally without having to hand author every possible situation. And that matters enormously in an open world. Because Rockstar cannot manually animate every possible interaction between every NPC, vehicle, object, and environment, there are simply too many possibilities. So the future isn't necessarily more animations, it's smarter systems deciding which animation should happen and when. That could mean fewer moments where you see the same canned reaction repeated over and over, and more moments that feel unexpected. Now think about the police. This might be one of the biggest changes GTA 6 could make. For decades, GTA's wanted system has basically been, you commit a crime, you get stars, police arrive, you escape, stars disappear. Done. But imagine a world where the police aren't simply responding to your current location. Imagine the crime itself matters. Who saw you? Did someone record it? Did someone identify your vehicle? Did you leave evidence? Did the police arrive too late? Could witnesses describe you? Could the investigation continue after you leave? Suddenly, escaping the police isn't the end of the event, it's only the beginning. And that creates something much more interesting: consequences. You aren't just fighting a wanted meter, you're interacting with a world that remembers what happened. And this brings us back to that one question. What can the world do when the player isn't doing anything? Imagine you steal a car and drive away. The owner doesn't simply forget about it. Maybe they report it. Maybe the police find the vehicle later. Maybe another NPC sees what happened. Maybe the vehicle becomes part of another event. Maybe you come back hours later and the situation has completely changed. That's where emergent gameplay becomes powerful. The developers don't need to script every story. They create the systems, and the systems create the stories. And this is why evidence matters, because we've already seen Rockstar pushing toward this philosophy. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the biggest example. Rockstar didn't just fill the map with activities, they created interconnected systems. Animals, NPCs, weather, physics, animation, crime, economy, world events, and all of those systems could interact. GTA 6 appears to be pushing toward an even more complicated version of that idea. We've seen footage and trailers showing an enormous variety of NPC behavior: dense crowds, different locations, vehicles, wildlife, and highly detailed environmental interactions. But the real question isn't, does GTA 6 look realistic? We already know it does. The real question is, how much of that realism is actually simulated? Because there's a huge difference. A beautiful NPC walking down the street is graphics. An NPC that has somewhere to go is simulation. A realistic police car is graphics. A police system that understands what happened is simulation. A massive map is scale. A world that continues evolving when you leave it is something else entirely. And that's where GTA 6 could become a generational leap. Not because Vice City is bigger, not because the graphics are better, not because the cars look more realistic, but because Rockstar could be moving the open world formula from content waiting for the player to systems constantly creating situations. Think about it. You could drive through a neighborhood and nothing happens. That's fine, because real life is like that. Then suddenly, a crash, a fight, a police chase, someone running across the street, a storm moving in, traffic backing up, a crowd forming, a random conversation. You didn't activate a mission. You didn't press a button. The world simply kept living. And that is the magic. Because the ultimate illusion of an open world isn't making you believe the world is real. It's making you forget that you're the center of it. That's what live without you really means. The best open world shouldn't constantly scream, "Look at me." It should make you feel like you're just another person inside it. The city doesn't exist because you're playing. You're playing while the city exists. And if Rockstar can achieve that at GTA 6's scale, we could be looking at something very different from GTA 5. And there's another reason this matters. GTA has always influenced the entire industry. GTA 3 helped establish the modern open-world formula. GTA 4 pushed physics and character reactions. GTA 5 showed how enormous a living sandbox could become. Red Dead Redemption 2 showed just how far immersion and systemic detail could go. So if GTA 6 successfully combines all of these ideas, the impact won't stop with GTA. Other developers will have to respond. Because once players experience an open world where NPCs have their own lives, where crimes can have consequences, where environments react, and where things happen without the player, a traditional open world might suddenly feel empty. And that's when you know you've actually created a generational leap. We don't need GTA 6 to simulate every single thing in real life. We don't need every building to be enterable. We don't need every NPC to have an artificial intelligence breakthrough. We don't need a perfect simulation. We need something much simpler. We need the illusion that this world would continue, even if we put the controller down. Because maybe that's the real evolution of open-world games. GTA 3 asked, "What can you do?" GTA 4 asked, "How will the world react?" Red Dead Redemption 2 asked, "How can we make this world feel alive?" And GTA 6 could be asking the biggest question yet. What happens when the world doesn't need you at all? That is what could make GTA 6 the next generational leap. Not a bigger map, not prettier graphics, but a world that can finally live without you. And if Rockstar really pulls this off, we might look back at GTA 6 the same way we look back at GTA 3, as the moment the entire genre changed again. If you want to see how Rockstar is building that future, and how GTA 6 could change open-world games forever, subscribe. Because this isn't just about waiting for GTA 6. We're watching the next generation of open worlds being built in front of us.